betting picks here for picks and parlays. Of course, Thursday night football. We've got a play in the NFL and 2 college football plays to look at. If you haven't done so, of course, always here at Picks and Parlays, we're giving out tons of free picks on our YouTube and Facebook page. All you have to do is follow us daily. We have free football picks up already for Saturday and Sunday and Friday night. So make sure if you haven't done so, give us that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications to make sure you don't miss out on everything. And of course, if you have a best bet or anything that you want to know about today's or even Friday or Saturday's games, put it in the comments, and I'll try to bring it on the screen and give out my opinion on at least everything that you want to know. So we've got interesting matchup tonight. You know, another COVID matchup that has been affected. Of course, the Packers have a couple players. Tons of injuries in this game, per se, just COVID or otherwise. San Francisco today had 4 guys listed on the list. But, of course, Garoppolo and Kittle's out as well, not COVID-related. And then the Packers, seems like all their running backs are out. So, interesting matchup. And we'll talk about the Thursday Night Football NFL matchup here in a few minutes. Don't forget my best bets and all of our experts' best bets over at Picks and Parlays. You can save 20%. All weekend long, use that promo code Vegas. Let's see. Scott wants to know who's my best bet for Saturday and Sunday. I'm probably going to be giving out my best bets on tomorrow. We have a live cap show that's at 6 o'clock Eastern time. Allie Burns is going to be and Nick Parsons as well, and I will be joining them, of course, every Wednesday and Friday. Allie and Nick do the live cap at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you turn on notifications so you get notified when we go live tomorrow. I will have my absolute best bets on Friday, Friday's 6 o'clock live cap show. All right, so let's look at this college football. First game is at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So as we're doing this, it's 5:17 Eastern Standard Time. So we got about an hour and 40 minutes before this game starts, and it's Nevada hosting in Utah State, and Nevada on the year's 2-0, and they're facing Utah State that's 0-2. But of course, a lot of it has to do early in the year is who you're playing. You know what I mean? This Utah State team has played a gauntlet of the schedule, whereas Nevada they faced UNLV last week, so everybody's going to be beating up on them this year. But Utah State played San Diego State. I think San Diego State's going to be pretty good. Lost 38-7, and then week before played Boise, lost 42-13, and didn't cover in either of those games. Nevada, like I said, played UNLV last week, 37-19. Not that impressive. I didn't think they did cover, but the Wyoming game was way more impressive. I think Wyoming's going to be a middle of the pack, if not maybe even the top half of the middle. 37-34 winning in overtime and covering outright. They went outright as an underdog. So that was impressive. But, now we get a much when you face when you see Utah State, they haven't faced anybody that's bad, and they haven't faced anybody that necessarily they can score on. And then you see Nevada favored at 17 and a total of 57.5 here. So I like the over in this game. That was my best play in this game is going to be on the over. I just think Utah State faced 2 really good defenses, and now they face a much easier defense. So more than 10 points into the first quarter. So we'll talk about this 49ers-Packers game here in 1 second. So I just want to talk about this college football game first. So I like the over in this one. I don't like taking really bad teams unless I think they, have some upside. So I'm a little nervous. Even though I do think Utah State covers, I'm just a little nervous on that one. So I'm not taking the side. I'm just going to take the over in that Nevada-Utah State game. Let's see. She wants to know Nevada total score over 35.5 is my pick. What do you think about that? Like I said, I like the over for the game. So, yeah, I would take the over for Nevada as well. I think it's going to be a pretty high-scoring game. And let's remember, a lot of times there can be bad weather this time of year. We're going to see really good weather for this game tonight. And let's also remember it's a 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time start. That's 4 o'clock in Nevada. So that's that early game. There's a second college football game, and we'll cover that after we cover the Thursday night football. Wyoming at Colorado State. That's the 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time game. So we'll talk about that here in a second. And like I said, Wyoming lost to this Nevada team. So I think this is one of those, if you watch maybe the first half of the Nevada game, you're going to get a feel on how good this Wyoming team is by knowing, is Nevada really, maybe they're as good as better than what we thought. And maybe then you have a stronger feeling about this Wyoming game. So once again, if you haven't done so, make sure you give us a thumbs up, hit the share button, like, all that stuff, either if you're on YouTube or on Facebook. Tomorrow, we'll have our live cap with Allie Burns, Nick, and me, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and we'll be talking Friday college football. So we'll have all kinds of, it's our Friday picks for not only the late games, but also on Saturday. So we'll have all kinds of college football talk in that one. All right, now, NFL. And I know that's what a lot of people are in here for. Talking about this 49ers game. We got a bunch of you guys talking about the 49ers. So I'll give my opinion. At the end of the first quarter, do you think there'll be more? I'm guessing we're talking about the 49ers game. I do like the over in this one. I do think we saw Nick Mullins be able to move the ball when Garoppolo went out last game and Kittle was out at that point in San Francisco. Now, granted, Seattle was up big and they were playing more prevent, but I do think San Francisco will be able to move the ball a little bit. I mean, Green Bay last week, they couldn't stop the run. I mean, wow, Minnesota, it seems like they're still running. Big bounce back spot for Green Bay, I think. We saw this line at Pick'em when it opened. Now we see San Francisco as an underdog, home underdog in these primetime games, usually pretty good. They're a 7-point underdog in this one, and the total has come down from 51 to 48. Like I said, I do like the over. I do like Green Bay in this one. And I think my better play, it's really tight. I like both of them a lot, to be very honest. I think I would probably take the over as my better play. I don't know. This is like, it's like, when you have two kids and you gotta choose which one you like here. I don't know. I think the over is a better play because I think if you, I don't know. What are we going to see out of the San Francisco team? They're so banged up. Is it next man up that we've seen a lot on good teams? We see that. We saw that, of course, for years with New England. Seems like when they were down, that's when they played the best. I just think Green Bay, they're in a really tough spot. They played terrible last week, and I do think they show up and play a lot better. So I like them both. I like Green Bay -7. I like the over in this one. And you got they got the 49ers at +8.5. Cater, did you buy the point? I see it at 7.5 at most, 7.5 at most spots. So did you buy a point and a half or a point? I don't see it on any of the legal U.S. sports books. So maybe if you have an offshore that you bought it at, I'm not sure. Oh, wow. We got the wrong thing showing up on the screen here. Sorry. There we go. So if you haven't done so, make sure you leave a comment who you like tonight, either on either the college football games or the NFL game. Like I said, we covered the first college football game, the early one, the Nevada and Utah State. We've now covered that Thursday night NFL game. So let us know. I see Dante thinks Green Bay will cover. Yeah, I mean, it's almost so obvious. And of course, as we saw last weekend, when you think you know something in the NFL, that's when you really don't know anything. I would take this score, but I needed some more points. I like the over. So like I said, I do like the over and Green Bay. I'm going to probably play them both. Let's see, Jonathan Taylor or J.K. Dobbins running back this week. Dobbins looked great last week, and that was against Pittsburgh. So obviously, I think you'll have a little easier time. So I do like Dobbins. All right, so we're going to be talking about this Wyoming game. Elliot likes Wyoming. Don't forget, if you haven't done so, give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, tell us who you like in the comments. I'll be back tomorrow night or evening at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time with Allie Burns and Nick Parsons. We're going to be giving out my best bets for college football week 10. both Friday and Saturday's action. So make sure you listen in. We'll be having that. And I think there's going to be a pretty good weekend in college football. Now that we've seen the Big Ten for 2 weeks and Mountain West action, I think now, and then we've got, of course, the full slate of all these other conferences. I think there's a lot more, because the first few weeks I was a little gun shy on some of these Big Ten and Mountain West teams because we just hadn't seen them play enough. So let's see. Elliott likes Nevada tonight to cover. That one worries me. I'm taking the over because I just worry about. I just don't know how good this Utah State team is because I think they've played the much better competition. And sometimes you get that, and then you get so many points. They don't have to be great to cover this big spread. So, So JD liked and subbed. Yeah. So if you haven't done so, make sure you give us the thumbs up and subscribe, and make sure you turn on notifications because when we do these live videos, and I'm usually try to do it between 5 and 6 Eastern Standard Time. But sometimes I do a little earlier, some a little later. If you turn on the notifications or you like us at Facebook, of course, they'll send you the notifications when we go live. All right. So when we talk about this last game, Wyoming at Colorado State, the line is Wyoming -3 and the total is 54. That total was up from 51 in this one. And with good reason, I think. I think both of these teams, I think, will be able to score points. And like I said, I'm interested to see how Nevada plays. Because remember, they beat Wyoming opening the season 37-34 in overtime. So if Nevada dumps out in the first half, this game won't be started yet, then I would feel a lot stronger about this Wyoming team because we would know that this Wyoming team is probably better than we thought. I mean, they did look really good last week. I believe it was Hawaii they beat. I don't know how good Hawaii is at this point. So to me, we'll see Nevada play their third game. We'll know really how good they are. I like Wyoming -3, but I'm going to wait until I see this Nevada first half before I bet Wyoming. And I also think I'll probably have a little on the over on that game. Be careful about, Elliot said they own them. Careful when you look at stats from year after year without seeing, a whole lot from this year yet. I just think that's a lot of risk. Remember, I believe it was the South Carolina game this year. I believe LSU, maybe they hadn't beat them in like 70 or 80 years. Well, first of all, they hadn't played them in a long, long time at South Carolina, but in South Carolina, of course, won. So we did cover this already, but the Packers over. Yeah, I like both. I like the Packers and the over in that one. I do, like I said, I do like Wyoming, but I'm going to wait until I see that first game and see how effective Nevada is. If they're really good and they jump out to Utah State, then I feel a lot more confident about playing Wyoming -3 there. So, but don't forget, if you haven't done so, give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. I will be back again tomorrow. So it'll be the third day in a row we went live, which we don't always do the live stuff. We have tons and tons of videos here at Picks and Parlays YouTube channel or at Picks and Parlays Facebook channel. You can check out all the stuff we have. But tomorrow I'll be back with Nick Parsons and Allie Burns. So if you turn on the notifications and subscribe, you'll get notified when we go live at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. And I like that. I think tomorrow we'll have a lot of good picks for you because I think now we're at this point of the season now. We're in November, past the election day, and I think you're going to see some really good games this weekend. And I have a couple circled that I really like. So I'll be getting out my top bets for not only Friday night. I think I have one in Friday night, but I have 3 or 4 on Saturday. So make sure you turn in. So, all right. So let's see who everybody likes here. You like Utah State at +6. I stayed away from the side in this one. Like I said, if you were listening earlier, it just worries me. I think Utah State's played the much better competition. So I want to just hold off on the side. I'm just going to take the over in that one. They face 2 of the better defenses in the league. I think Utah State will put up some points. I think Nevada will put up some points as well. So I like the over as my best play there. Hopefully if you got the Niners, you at least waited. Someone said they had them at 8.5. I don't know. I've seen most of the places at 7.5. But hopefully at least I know a lot of people are stuck. They got it at 6.5. Boy, that would not feel good right now because there's definitely 7 and 7.5s out there. But I like that. I like. I think. Imagine if you got them early in the week. You could have had, I believe, on Tuesday, you could have had the Green Bay Packers at -3. Then we see this number go to 7.5. You could have got a middle of 4.5 points off two key numbers. So that would have been really nice to bet both sides. You could easily hit the middle on that one. But if you're just getting in it now, like I said, if you can get the 7, I like the Packers 7. I like the over as well in that game. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I like the over. I don't know. I haven't seen a whole lot of people saying they like the under in this game, but if you do, make sure you leave it in the comments. This is another over. Green Bay +3. No, Green Bay was -3 when this opened up, I believe, or 2.5 or 3 when this line opened, I believe. Let's see. Adams over 8. Let's remember the Packers. What are they on their 3rd or 4th string running back? I love when Aaron Rodgers just is out back there slinging it, and they just say, "Hey, we're not even going to mess." They did that with the McCarthy years, where it's like we're not even going to mess with trying to run the ball. We might be seeing that tonight, and I like that. I like when Aaron Rodgers is just gunslinger. So if that's the case, which it looks like it will be, you got to like over on a lot of these receivers and then passing yards for Aaron Rodgers. But I'm not a huge prop player. I do for the Super Bowl. Everybody does. But on an individual game basis, I do some on like Monday night, especially if it's the only game, because I want to have a couple more things to root for. But I don't have a prop play on any of the games tonight. But I think I would take the over receiving yards. I'd probably be more apt to take over passing yards for Aaron Rodgers than just one single receiver, because he does spread it around a little bit. Where are you getting Green Bay +3? I guess this must be a pleaser. I'm guessing, but I mean, if you like them if I like them -7, so yeah, I like them +3. That would be awesome. What do you think about prop bets in San Fran? It's missing all the wide receivers. I've seen a lot of people fade on Trent Taylor for under 4.5. I don't know. They look pretty good. Now, granted, Seattle was up big when they put Mullins in and they started passing the ball. So I would probably the only prop that I would play if I was playing with my own money, which I am, I would like the over on Rodgers for passing, because I don't think with all the running backs out. I will assume Green Bay knows Mullins is probably going to be throwing 80% of his tosses Taylor's way. Yeah, I mean, I don't try to read into the defense what they think or don't think. I know Aaron Rodgers is going to be slinging it tonight. Pack -7, yeah. We appreciate everybody. If you haven't done so, like I said, give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notifications. I'm going to be back tomorrow at 6 o'clock Eastern Time with Allie Burns and Nick Parsons, and we're going to be talking college football week 10. I'm going to have a play for Friday night and at least 3 plays for college football Saturday that I like, and then probably even a 4th. There's one that I'm waiting for one thing, and I'll talk about it tomorrow. So make sure you pay attention tomorrow. So yeah, I'm with you, Elliot. If I can get Green Bay +3, I'm all in tonight instead of -7 and 7.5. Cards in Louisiana. Green Bay can't win. Defense is old. Geez, might be the worst. Their defense was terrible last week. I mean, after Dalvin Cook went off all those times, you thought this defense would know, hey, Kirk Cousins isn't going to pass the ball. They couldn't mess with it. I do like Green Bay -4. They've been pretty good the first half this year, and even last week they were pretty good. It is a little worrisome that everybody is on Green Bay, but I did see, and this is the only positive if you're a Green Bay guy. The line went, because of COVID and injuries and that, it went from 2.5 to 3 all the way to 7.5. The immediate time it went to 7.5, I saw it bet immediately pretty hard and went back to 6.5 at many of the books. And now we've creeped back to the 7.5 range. So at least there's some people taking the other side. Let's see. BYU, Miami against the spread tomorrow. I'll be covering this tomorrow. So if you want to pick who you like, but tomorrow, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I'll be covering both Friday college football, and then we'll have 3 or 4 picks for college football Saturday. And of course, that's our live cap that we do every Wednesday and Friday. And if you haven't done so, hit that subscribe and notifications so make sure you don't miss out. Let's see who we have here. I don't know on that one. Green Bay going to play D tonight. I mean, if they can't stop all the second stringers for San Francisco, big problems in Green Bay. Big problems. Bills or Seahawks? I like the Seahawks here. It seems like a trap play is the only worry. I like the Seahawks in the over in that one. I'm kind of back and forth which one I like the best, but Russell Wilson is playing out of his mind. You know, you do have a West Coast team playing at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, having to travel across the country. That always worries me. I've lost so many times in 15 years doing this that you never forget those. But, you know, this year it doesn't seem to be as big a problem with the COVID and the lack of home field edge for most of these teams out there that have 0 fans or very, very few. All right. Tonight should be a great night for live props. Any thoughts? Yeah, I also think, like I said, live betting. And also, if you're playing that late game, that Wyoming game, I'm waiting to see what happens in that Nevada game. So, all right. So just for a recap, and then I'm getting off here. I've got dinner I got to get cooked so I can be ready to go for NFL and college football start, which we're less than, an hour and a half away, an hour and 20 minutes away. Okay, so recap here. I like in the early game, I like the over in the college football, Utah State at Nevada. It starts at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, over 57.5. I think if you pinned me down, I would take the underdog Utah State plus the 17, but I'm not taking the side as an official play. And then in the Thursday night football game, the Packers -7 and the over 48. I like them both. I don't know. If you said who you got to take as the best play, I just probably would say take both. And then the college football game, Wyoming at Colorado State. I'm waiting on this one to see what happens in that early Nevada game. But if Nevada plays well and jumps out and is impressive and is up big on Utah State, then I feel a lot more confident. I like Wyoming -3, but then I'll be a lot more confident in that Wyoming game because, of course, Nevada won first game of the year in overtime against Wyoming 37-34. So I like Wyoming -3, though, and I'll tell you, it could be a lot stronger play if we see that happen early. All right, so let's just put a few other things. NFL props. Like I said, I would probably take Aaron Rodgers over the yards. I just think they're going to throw the ball all over the place. We are laying Tennessee with the Steelers and Chiefs. I'm leaning that way. Like I said, just real quick, I like the over in the early college football, Utah State, Nevada. I like the over and the Packers minus the points, and then Wyoming. So I'm on all the favorites, which is and all the overs. So that's a little worrisome, but that's just the way it is for today. So don't forget, I'll be back tomorrow, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to see, you got me, Allie Burns, and Nick Parsons tomorrow at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, talking college football Friday night, talking college football Week 10 Saturday action. And I'm going to have 3 for sure plays for Saturday. And if not, I'll have a 4th play. I'm just waiting on some last-minute information. If that information is not bad, I will have a 4th play for college football Saturday. All right, guys. We'll see you again on